body. God was not in the body, not the body that was killed on the cross, because God can't be killed because he's a spirit. So he can't be killed because he have no body. He is a spirit, God, an energy that I feel sometimes. Now he is a little stronger here, that touched me. Oh, he go very strong now. It's up in my back on my head, and touched me very much. And let us hear what he want to tell us. Now is it like I see a woman more than a man, because she is her dress down to the floor, and I think it's Mary, it's Jesus' mother, that she was before Jesus, and she is really a holy person because she hold a messenger. She hold Jesus in her body. She was pregnant with Jesus, and Jesus was not God, but he was a messenger from God. So he was very special, but Mary must have been very special also, as she was allowed to carry that baby in her womb. And yeah, she's coming here. She do the same in the hotel room like she did at home, that she look down on the floor. That's how they did in her time, that they didn't look in the eyes of people they meet. That's why I know it's Mary. She was sitting and listen to those men that come to greet him for the baby that was born. It was not Jesus as a baby, because they didn't find the stables he was in. They didn't find the inn. They find him in a city. So that is something that is a lie, a wrongdoing, because they wanted to have this little baby in the crib, laying there, to have these Christmas things going on. But the wise men didn't find him. They were told to go into the city, because they have, when Jesus was born, they had to go away because they should be tax paid. Paying tax is and have this control, and then they need to go away, and they go away to. Now I am not good in the Bible, but they go into the city. So Jesus was about 1 year of age when the wise men come with the gifts to him. They didn't come to the cribs. That's the truth. And it's very much that is false about Jesus in these Christmas things. But of course you can celebrate Christmas, but not around Jesus' birth, because that was not his birth. The December 25, and in Sweden and some other countries is it December 24, and the first time I was here in Jerusalem, first time we were going up to Bethlehem, and when I was there in the shepherd field, and I was crying because I was so happy to come to be close to where what I believed that I didn't really believe, but I had the Christian thinking. So I was happy to be in a shepherd field. But then when the man that guided us was stopped talking and asked if it was any questions we had for him. And then I asked him, is there the sheep, is the sheep out in December? Are they going out in December and eat grass? And he said to me, he answered me, and he said it's too cold outside. And it is very cold here now in Jerusalem and worse in Bethlehem. And he said that they hold the sheep inside the houses. And I have been in Poland, and to very poor people. I've been in Poland, and they were living with their livestocks, those that is smaller. They have hens and sheep inside their home to warm up. It's not only that it's warm for the animals, it's more likely that you should think in this way instead. This is Mary, the Spirit, told me this. I didn't was thinking like that, but she is telling me that it was not for the animals. She is saying it was because it was cold for the people in the night, and the kids were sleeping with the animals, and also the parents was sleeping with the animals, and it come to be okay, a temperature for them in the night, or else it had been very freezing cold if they could be laying with animals. So thank you, Mary. Tell us this. I was not thinking in that way, but she told me. And so it she's very touching me. So I will see if there's something else she wants to say to us. But she teach us this with animals. That was very good. So yeah. She said that they had a fear for to be killed when they were going to do this with attacks, and they were hunted. It was not what we think today, but it was dangerous. You know that it was dangerous when Jesus was walking around also. It was not light like we have today. It was real darkness. And here in Jerusalem, does it start to be dark now? And it is it be dark between 4 and 5 in the afternoon, and then it's very dark, and they didn't have any light on the streets, so it was dangerous to walk in the darkness, because there was many thieves, robbery, and they had to walk, and like a light in the darkness when they were walking. She's saying it was like a light from this not hotel, the shelter that they come to, and it was like a light in the darkness to come, and they heard those people inside there. It was full. The inn was full, so and they were drinking and was very screaming. I can tell it from here, the hotel, how much they are screaming here. And so that it was a light in the darkness. She wanted to tell that for you, that in the most dark time, when they were walking there, they didn't take any taxi or train or something. They were walking in the darkness, and there was a light. And they saw the light, and they knocked on the door and asked if there were a bed, for Mary should soon give birth. But there was no room in the inn, and they have to go together with the animals again. Like I say, they were with the animals when it was not in December he was born, but it was cold in the nights. I have been there up in the shepherd field, and it is on a very, very high up over the city, so it's colder air where it should be in that area somewhere. So this is what Mary wants to say, that is, you can't think like it is in your time, she is saying. You must understand there were no electricity. There were no radio. There were no real roads, because people were walking. They're here in Jerusalem. They're showing us real roads and say, here is where Jesus was walking. But he was not walking on those roads covering of rocks that is today. They were walking in real sand, soil. And so you need to understand what was going on. You can't think like it is today. It is so different. But people believe this, that Jerusalem look today as it looked like in Jesus' time, and not in a city, but in an old city, they think it looked like that when Jesus was there around, but it doesn't look like that. This is something they have built to make tourists to come to look at it and believe that this is truth. And I know it the first time I was here in Jerusalem, when we was walking on that De La Rosa street where Jesus should have been walking with the cross. And it was not me that asked, it was a woman that asked the guide we had, is it here where, and she touched the street and she said, is it here where Jesus was walking with the cross? And the guide said, we don't know where he was walking. And this street, De La Rosa, is very long street, so we don't know where he was walking. And that was a sign for me when she said that. They don't know really much of the history. They know some, but not all. But they put together a story like it is. It's something that like a fairy tale over everything here, and they believe some people that is have much of money and are like they believe in them like gods, and men. It's not so much women. Some is it in some of these Christian places, but not in the Jewish. There is no woman. There is no women that is prophecy. They think, and they don't believe that. I not have heard it that a man is a prophet. They call them wise men, those that have lived in 200 years in a new modern time. They believe them as wise men, but not God. But they believe in everything they are saying. They can say whatever, and they believe, and they don't believe that a woman can be like that. So it's very frustrating, and God is a spirit, and He telling the truth for me. And I have these spirits coming from heaven and tell me what is a lie and what is true. Some things are truth, but very much is only to make money on tourists. So I hear you asking me how to do it then in Jerusalem. It's what to do is to be one with God, and not be one with God with a person inside that. You and God should be one, and you should listen to my podcast, How to Come Closer to God, and not be closer to people. You need to be closer to heaven and God, and know when you listen at my podcast that the spirits that is coming through, like Mary now, that it's really truth, and they have told us about this warning, about those waves that is going on all over the world now, with electricity, with with the weather. In Sweden is it extremely cold now. That I have never had that low temperature in my city as it is just now. So I'm so happy that I am not there. And then it's going on with these sickness things. And they have told us to, they have given us warning and about to be careful and store up food and that for me is food like a bank. You place in the money in to store up food instead. And when I'm coming back, if I'm coming back, I have food for at least 3 months stored up. And I look, before I left Sweden now, I check out if the date, expiry date, what it was. And nothing expire before I should be back home. If something not happen here in Jerusalem and I'm coming back, then I have food for at least 3 months. And I'm going down in my eating also, so I don't need to buy so much food anymore. I'm going to exercise pay for that in Sweden and be okay in my body again. Because going to Jerusalem, that I know for sure, that this is the end of my struggle, my suffering I have done. God is merciful, and He knows that my body is very bad just now, and He understands that I can't travel anymore. I could travel to Jerusalem because you helped me with money and God helped me with money, so I didn't need to do a hard traveling because I have disabled helper assistant in an airport. So but I have to pay for everything very much. And this is money I can't do again. This is I don't know the future, but I think this is the last time I am on a flight going far away, because I don't have the health for it. I need to work on my health first, and if I be okay in my body, then I can travel, but not travel to Jerusalem again. No, it's too much Disneyland over the area, and everyone tell me that they think I am an American wealthy a tourist and want money from me. I'm not going here to be on my own. It must happen extremely much a miracle for me that a man is coming through and be my husband. And I have one that want to marry me here at the hotel, but he is not believing in God, and but he have the money, but it's not about money. God is not money. this man must be one that want to come closer to God and be the real God, the only one. There is the highest one. So it's very hard to find someone like that that really are into, don't care about books and past things, to be here and now with God. That is very hard to find. Very, extremely. Maybe I can't find him, or heaven can't find this man. It should be an extremely man. But we will see. You are follow me, and I thank you for follow me and see what will happen. I didn't get any message from heaven this night, but certainly they will come in the night and talk to me in that way. I'm very happy that heaven is coming here and talk to us. So they are not in Sweden. They don't want to be in the cold weather like me. But they say they were going before me, and I don't know what is to go before me to Jerusalem, what it means. We will see. I am still here for 3 weeks, so much can happen. So thank you for listening, and have a nice Sabbath if you do Sabbath or Sunday. But I'm going to buy me more soda. I need to have more soda on Sunday. I have for the Saturday also, and on Sunday I go out. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.